Greetings everyone, another Space Engineers edition here with Guz. Just want to show you my newest ship here. This is a big one. It's, don't really have a name for it, I was going to call it Prosperity. It's a merchant ship, a freighter, and its purpose is to sell things in space. Pretty much a mobile merchant platform. It's got everything it should need as a mobile merchant platform. And we're going to go through a couple of those features real quick. It's over 3 million kilograms, so it's a big ship, mostly light armor, a little bit of heavy armor for the hangars. Going to give you a tour of the outside here real quick at some of its features. Here we have a service bay, which we'll be going in real quick, with a couple of service ships that are docked. And those are necessary because this ship is meant to stay out for a long time, and other ships come to it to get their goods if they're out in certain sectors. Outside here, we have pretty much a drive-through. This is a drive-through stall where you can buy things. You know, they can throw them in your cargo and you purchase them, and you can send them the credits. You come in the back side here, generally the direction that it will be traveling with the direction. The green light will show you which way to go. You come in this side. You be polite and pull up to the farthest one. This hooks into all the large storage we have, which there is a lot of. Quite a number of those. You hook in, you get your goods, maybe some people flying behind you when you're finished, you fly out. Nice and simple. Red means, hey, don't come this direction. Woohoo! Pretty simple, right? You'll see on the outside of the ship basic stuff like antennas and stuff. You see some cool windows. It's a civilian ship, so I tried to make it somewhat pleasant since people have to be on the ship for a very long period of time before it's ever serviced and they go home. There are some turrets on the ship. Not a ton of turrets for its size, but there are some turrets for some protection. It should deter fighters and the like from coming, unless there are a huge swarm of them, but we'll get to that later. Here we are again, some just basic service ships to keep it going. And it is autonomous. It has refineries, which we'll see over here. It has refineries and assemblers, so the miner is necessary just in case it needs more fuel or things to produce some more goods, in case it hasn't gotten any shipment. The ship is sectioned off into areas that you can and can't go to in the public. This is currently an engineering area, and no one is allowed kind of back in this area but the ship's workers. Gyros. There's some more gyros up front. Here's access to all the large containers. As you can see, a number of large containers. Yeah, lots of storage, so we can do for a while. Here are the assemblers and refineries. Just a couple, 4 assemblers and 2 refineries. Nothing really crazy, nothing major, just enough to kind of keep them autonomous and be able to provide what they want. Nuclear reactors, we got enough power here. This is the reactor section. It just connects a bunch of them together with connectors and tubes to kind of get the full effect. Got some more gyros under. Now, if you go upstairs, again, we won't quite be in civilian area, but we're getting close to them. I'll show you the crew quarters. Here are the captains and first mate's quarters, which are the same. They're a little bigger than the rest of them, and all the quarters sport these windows like this. I thought it was kind of cool to make them slanted ones. And then the regular crew quarters, which will be copy-pasted each one. Not necessarily a big crew. This is just actual flight crew and staff who run the ship. There are other crew who are generally merchants or other staff, which will be holed up top, which we'll get to. So this is the whole engineering bay. Gravity for the entire ship on that one generator works out great. Though the back parts do not have gravity because they're just for the hangars and it's not really necessary. Come upstairs, and we have a couple ways we can go. Again, symmetrical for the sides. It goes to those areas. Here we have the main merchant floor. This is not a public area. This is a public area, and everyone will be coming in from that direction, which are the public docking hangars, if you're going to be docking and staying for a bit, shopping, haggling, whatever. Instead of just the normal drive-through. That's just for quick, you know what you want, you got the money, no haggling, no problem. This is kind of the main floor. These are merchant stalls with containers and places that lead back to the merchant rooms. This area is protected by the turrets, and if there are any issues, you know, merchants can turn on turrets and blast away the thieves or what have you. Here we'll just show you, it leads you back into merchant quarters, also off limits to public. And they got some nice views and things. Woohoo! This is a nice little merchant room. I mean, it's not that big, but, you know, you're not going to get that much. And, yeah, this leads up to the floor. You can do your merchant activities out here, your vendor stuff. Here's your container. And these containers go back to all the large containers downstairs. Coming back out. And there's about 5 of these on each side, 5 or 6. So 10, 12 merchant quarters. Pretty much one for each stall. Real quick, we'll go back to the hangar. Woo! Okay. Now this section of the ship is just a long hallway. Again, we're in public area. Anything up past those turrets there, anything past there is private ship crew area. Long hallway, and out here's that truss section you saw earlier. From the outside, connecting the ship, which is surprisingly durable. And here we have the hangar. This is the part with the only heavy sections. That's for ships that dock. It's got a lot of room, top, bottom. You can go anywhere you want. No gravity, no worries. And we got a couple turrets that click in back there. Some of the maneuvering thrusters and main thrusters, and a couple stations to work the hangars themselves. Set it up here, okay. And this is where you can close the doors, open the doors. Woohoo! In case that's necessary, particularly for if we're going to be traveling. For instance, the ship arrives in a sector, and it opens its doors, and when the ship is leaving a sector, there'll be an announcement, hey, everybody's got to get off the ship. The doors will close once everyone who's off is off, and anybody who wants to kind of hitch a ride can also hitch a ride, probably for a service fee or something like that. And then once that's taken care of, they'll be underway. There's only 2 main ways onto the ship, through this hangar or through the service entrance. Otherwise, you are not getting on the ship without blasting your way in, which is completely possible. Real quick here, we're going to show you the bridge. And, so these were the areas from the engineering, just to regain our bearings from that. Here's a little medical room. Couple waiting spots. And here's our bridge. The bridge is completely closed off, and I'm slowly moving away in my designs from frontal bridge, because it is dangerous. Though there is some armor in front of these sections, and we'll be able to sustain at least a couple hits. But again, this is not a military ship, so don't expect a lot. Captain's chair! Woohoo! Captain's chair! Captain's chair! Gotta love it. Captain's chair. Captain presides over everything. And, yeah, let's just take a look at the ship real quick. It's a long ship. I believe it's about 100 meters or so long, if not more. It's a big ship. It's probably actually more than 100 meters now that I think about it. But yeah, it's my baby. I like it. It took me a long time to do. We got pretty good forward acceleration here, though you can't see the back of the ship very well from the front. And we have some decent maneuverability for its size. Turn on our thrusters. Power's enough to keep it going. 80 megawatts is plenty, since it's, again, a civilian ship and it's not doing a bunch of crazy stuff most of the time. And if we're in the situation where we have to be that maneuverable, well, there you go. Now, a quick word on defense. Again, the ship is not very defensive. It's got a forward and aft section of turrets. It also has central turrets, 2 on top, 2 on bottom. So it's a total of 8 turrets. It's a decent bit, and it can definitely put out some firepower and cover its angles. I built it to try and be able to cover as much ship as possible. But your biggest issue is going to be that if a swarm of fighters, a swarm of pirates, or something like that, or a bigger force comes for all the bountiful goods on this ship, 8 turrets isn't going to do it. So for that, I designed another set, which we'll get to next. Till then, take care.